Up next, round 2 of AMSOIL Championship Snocross from Duluth, Minnesota. Is a teenager from Norway the breakout star in Pro Light? Can the legend of Tucker Hibbert get any larger? Find out next as the world's greatest snowcross racers are on the line. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Duluth, Minnesota, site for round 2 of AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram. A beautiful racetrack here at Spirit Mountain in Duluth. AMSOIL Championship Snocross race number 2. Mike Schroeder, Chris Hockey bringing you coverage of this evening's festivities. And let me tell you, if it's anything like round 1, it's going to be action-packed. In fact, let's take a look at how it all went down.
And we are racing. AMSOIL Pro Open is on the track. Bar to bar across the finish line. It's Pauline, it's Ross Martin. Martin looks to the inside, tries the swoop move. They trade paint. Pauline to the outside, Martin to the lead. To the front goes Senior Smiley. Kyle Pauline in the lead on the 324. Here comes Tucker Hibbert. At the 9-time champion, Tucker Hibbert. The battle has begun. Can Kyle Pauline do the impossible and hold off the T-Train? Pauline continues to separate himself from Tucker Hibbert. It's not been done often, if at all, but Kyle Pauline right now is pulling away from Tucker Hibbert here in Duluth. The race is a long way from over, but you gotta like what you're seeing out of Kyle Pauline. Tucker Hibbert over the AMSOIL finish line takes the lead, but just for a second, Pauline has the inside. Who will win the drag race up the hill? Pauline back to the lead, and Pauline checks up a bit over the AMSOIL finish line. Tucker has the preferred line. Can Pauline shut the door? They made contact, and Tucker Hibbert takes the lead. It took him 9 laps to do it, but the patience was the virtue, and the lead is his for another win here at Duluth. The 9-time champion has done it again. Tucker Hibbert wins round 1 in Duluth.
And you saw it. It did take him 9 laps to get the win, but he got it no matter what, Mike.
He sure did. And, of course, you look at the point standings after round 1, still tight. And as we said, that's what these guys need to do. They need to stay within striking distance of Tucker Hibbert if they don't want to let him run away and hide.
Cody Cam, Kyle Pauline, 2nd and 3rd right there. Justin Broberg in 4th, and Dave Jonas in 5th. Again, the action continues to be hot in the AMSOIL Pro Open division, but it also isn't lacking in the Pro Light division. Round 1 was just a great race with some new faces emerging. Let's take a look at how it all went down.
And they're racing in Duluth. 15 sleds into turn 1. I believe Montana Jess got the Stud Boy Whole Shot Award and right now has the lead as they head down the hill for the first time. Montana Jess and Daniel Benham are battling it out up front. You can see Benham looks to the outside. Will he try a swoop move? No, he'll hang out and be patient for a moment.
We'll see if Benham keeps working it. Oh, they get together a bit.
He comes in hard right there and swaps paint, but lets off enough to let them both get out unscathed. In the back right behind him, you might see him in a minute. That's Elias Ishul right there, who's made his way to 4th spot from the back row, and Elias Ishul is not out of this yet. Plenty of laps for the young man out of Norway. We talked about it, and he takes the lead. Elias Ishul took the line, and he's now taken the lead. Elias Ishul came in through the last chance qualifier. We said it during the LCQ. If there's anybody in this race that can win from the back row, it's Elias Ishul. Leader gets away from him. Elias Ishul. It was right here in Duluth last year that we had his coming out party. The world got to know Elias Ishul here 1 year ago, and we're seeing why again right here tonight in Duluth. Down the hill comes Elias Ishul from 11th to the win here in Duluth. Elias Ishul has done it again in Duluth.
Mike, we like to say it's checkers or wreckers for Elias Ishul. He got the win, but not the points lead.
He did not, and of course, you know, we talked about his qualifying heats. He did extremely well in one. The other one, we don't know where he was. I mean, he had all kinds of problems on the racetrack. So, you know, like you said, checkers or records, this seems to be his motto. He's still in the points battle, and of course it's early on, just a couple of points out.
It's almost time to go racing, Mike. In fact, let's break and get right to it when we come back. The first qualifier for the AMSOIL Pro Open class from Duluth is next, right here on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, powered by Ram.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Ram. Guts, glory, Ram. By GoPro, be a hero. And by Arctic Cat, share our passion.
A lovely shot of Duluth, Minnesota. Welcome to AMSOIL Championship Snocross, powered by Ram. We're here at Spirit Mountain for the AMSOIL Snocross National. 25 degrees and beautiful outside here, and a radical racetrack as always here in Duluth. Mike Schroeder, Chris Hockey, and Carly Applin. Let's take you a trip around this racetrack, courtesy of our friends at GoPro. This is the GoPro Live of the Day, Mike.
Right from the starting grid, you take and go uphill on the back part of the racetrack. There's an area, it's a rhythm section. Seems like the outside has been the preferred line. Then you make that big uphill leap through the Air Force flyaway. There's two lines up here. And again, this is a transition now to the second downhill. You see a couple of big flyaways, then you come across the AMSOIL finish line. Now, here's the part of the racetrack where a lot of passing takes place in turns 1 and 2.
Again, perfect conditions, 25 degrees as we get ready for our first Pro Open qualifier that's stacked with talent.
Well, I'll tell you what, take a look. You've got, of course, Tucker Hibbert and Cody Cam, Tim Tremblay, Ross Martin, 4 of the big dogs right here, along with Dave Jonas, who's been doing extremely well.
Let's talk to Carly a little bit about the battle of youth versus experience.
Anytime we see Cody Cam and Tucker Hibbert on the line together, we are sure to see a battle in a heat race. This is no doubt going to be just as intense out there. It may come down to who gets the whole shot. If one of them can get a great start, we may see them pull out front early and get that #1 in this heat race, guys.
And we are racing in Duluth. The Pro Open qualifier is on the track, and up the hill they go. Is that David Jonas?
David Jonas again. Look at him as he just found a rocket line there and able to work his way to the top. Then right behind him, Ross Martin as he takes and works through the corner.
Wow, David Jonas and Ross Martin showing us the way. Round 1 was great for David Jonas, and today he's showing us more of the same as he runs away from the Bros into FXR turn.
And Hibbert stuck back in 6th place, so it's Jonas, Ross Martin, Tremblay, Corin, Todd, Cody, Cam, and Tucker Hibbert. That's going to be interesting to watch that as Cam and Hibbert do battle in 5th and 6th.
Ross Martin just took the lead at the top of the hill with an inside move on Dave Jonas. Ross Martin talked about the new front end on that Polaris and how much he liked it. He's showing it now, but Dave Jonas isn't going away.
Jonas again on the inside. Watch this, though. Ross has got the preferred line. Jonas has got to be closer if he's going to try to make him move outside. Not happening there. Ross Martin looking solid.
Ross Martin right behind him, Dave Jonas right behind him, Tim Tremblay. Where's Tucker Hibbert? He's back in 6th place right now. Not a good start for Tucker Hibbert, and right now Ross Martin is taking advantage of it. Let's look at how he got into the lead.
Watch the pass again. Ross on the inside, got the line. You know what? Jonas could have really been nasty there and tried to push the issue. He didn't. Good, clean racing. Ross makes the pass.
Taking a look right here again at Ross Martin. That's the 837 right behind him, Dave Jonas. And here's the battle back there with Tucker Hibbert. Again, Tucker Hibbert and Cody Cam are battling like we expected, but they're battling right now for 5th place. Tucker Hibbert looks to the inside of Cody Cam. Cam shuts the door. A little bit of contact, and Tucker Hibbert takes the spot for the moment.
You know, and Cody's going to only put up with that so long. Look at Cam go back down to the inside, and we've seen him with some monster runs on the downhill, but it looks like Tucker's going to move into the position. Oh, and Tucker gets into the back of Corin Todd a little bit.
Bumping and banging here in this Pro Open qualifier in Duluth. Corin Todd on the inside. Tucker Hibbert on the outside, battling for that 4th spot at the top of
of the track.
Corn's got to be strong here. He did. He come right back underneath, and look at Cody Cam. Cam pulling up alongside momentarily.
Here
of
comes
T-Train.
Tucker. He's heading towards the AMSOIL finish line for that 4th place spot. Can't make the move there. Can he make it stick in this turn?
No, Tucker checked up. He knew if he would have kept going hard that there would have been some tough contact. Good racing, good
What
clean
a job
racing.
from Corin Todd to hold off the T-Train, the 9-time champion. At the top of the hill, he'll make that move cleanly in the top in the cat corner. But look at this, Corin Todd tries to get it back right away.
Corn didn't turn sharp enough. He really needed to curve around her to try to counter and take that line back. Pass and repass, but it didn't work out. Now, Hibbert able to move up into 4th place, but back up front, it's still Ross Martin out in front, Jonas and Tremblay. So you know what? If you want to take a look at Tucker Hibbert, he moved up into 4th. If he's going to try to win this thing, boy, look at the names he's got to get by.
A long way to go, as well as right now the lead from 1st to 2nd for Ross Martin. That man there is 3 seconds over Dave Jonas. Ross the Boss Martin out front out of Burlington, Wisconsin on the 837. He'll head up the hill towards that Air Force flyaway. There's a look at what's going on behind him. Dave Jonas right there on your screen. Tim Tremblay right behind him, and Tucker Hibbert behind him. Oh, look at this. Here comes Tucker. What a battle for 2nd place. The 115 is Dave Jonas. Tucker to the inside of Tim Tremblay. Can he make it stick here?
And the thing is, as you watch, those guys just about ready to do battle with Dave Jonas, too. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all bunched up, and this is good news for Ross Martin. Let them guys do battle, because Ross Martin now can just take and pull himself away.
What a great early season run for Dave Jonas, holding off the likes of Tim Tremblay and Tucker Hibbert. But here comes Ross Martin down the mountain as he heads for the AMSOIL finish line. He'll take the white flag. The battle continues. Dave Jonas pulls away a bit from Tim Tremblay, and Tucker Hibbert fades back.
And they've both put some distance between themselves and Hibbert. Hibbert, like, he checked up a bit, now trying to refocus and find a line to move himself out of 4th place.
That's your battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Here comes Tucker once again. Dave Jonas on the 115. They're up at the top in the cat corner. Tremblay underneath Jonas. Can't make the move. He'll take the inside line as they come down the hill towards that AMSOIL finish line. Ross Martin with the win. Dave Jonas comes across in 2nd. Tim Tremblay in 3rd. And Tucker Hibbert will hold on for a 4th place finish ahead of Cody Cam in this Pro Open qualifier in Duluth. Great run for Ross Martin. Let's go to break. When we come back, we will talk to our winner, Ross Martin, about how he got it done here in this Pro Open qualifier in Duluth at Spirit Mountain. And we are racing in Duluth. The Pro Open qualifier is on the track, and up the hill they go. Is that David Jonas?
Watch that as Cam and Hibbert do battle in 5th and 6th.
Ross Martin just took the lead at the top of the hill with an inside move on Dave Jonas. Take the inside line as they come down the hill towards that AMSOIL finish line. Ross Martin with the win.
Congratulations to Ross Martin. What was the conversation in the trailer after that first qualifier where you crashed?
Yeah, I had a pretty rough round, first round. Kind of just went back to the trailer, regrouped, and kind of knew my only chance to make it to the final would be to win that race. So it was win or go home.
How crucial is it to get out front on this track and take that lead right away?
That's definitely the most important part. You have clear vision. You can kind of pick and choose where you want to go, where as when you're following somebody, sometimes you don't have a choice or can't see what you're about to hit.
Congratulations. We'll see you in the final.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
So here is how they finished in that Pro Open qualifier. A great performance for Ross the Boss Martin.
He needed that too. You know, we take a look at what his rounds have been here so far this year. He needed to get out front early on, and he did that. Had a nice run. Dave Jonas, Tim Tremblay, Tucker Hibbert, those guys all doing battle behind him. So big win for Ross Martin.
A great run for Ross Martin, and we'll come back with the Pro Light feature. This is coverage of AMSOIL Championship Snocross Round 2 from Spirit Mountain in Duluth on the CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Duluth race fans. Thank you for tuning in to AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram. This is round 2 of a brand new season from lovely Spirit Mountain in Duluth, Minnesota. The Pro Light Final is next on the docket, and this is always an exciting race. Mike Schroeder, Chris Hockey bringing you action. Mike, look at this lineup.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is quite a lineup, in fact, that we see some of the drivers that were in round 1 final did not make round 2 final, but Montana Jess was on the podium in round 1, and he qualifies number 1 here in round 2. You see some of the other names, Kevin Wallenstein, Ishul, who of course won round 1, some big names there in the front.
And a lot of people had to come in through the last chance qualifier, like Travis Kern, another big name that had to make it through the LCQ. Going to be a great race. Carly Applin's down on the starting line with info about some new faces in this division. Carly?
That's right. We saw a lot of the top riders in the Pro Light class move up to the Pro Open class this year. You know, Andrew Carlson, Ryan Springer, Trevor Layton, Corey Watkinson, just to name a few. That leaves the door open for these up-and-coming riders in the Pro Light class to get up on that podium. Two guys very familiar to the podium, though, Zach Mason, James Johnstead. They just need to stay healthy to be successful in this class. They have a history of injuries, but they're definitely guys to watch if they can stay healthy. Back to you.
Great stuff, Carly. Appreciate it as always. And you see this shot of the riders getting ready to go. Now, we talked about this a little bit, but each of those riders has normally a couple of people in the pits with them right there as they get ready to start. Not today, only one person each.
Well, that's only true in the Pro Open class. These guys typically only bring one person in, so you'll see them getting ready to go. And of course, focusing, there you've seen Zach Mason. You go back down and look at some of the other drivers, each of them in their own little world right now as we're getting ready to go green. And we'll watch as they've got 14 laps to go around this racetrack. Soon we're going to crown, that's Travis Muller, one of the K2 racers, just trying to stay loose down there, ready to go.
When it comes down to it, each of these guys loves racing snowmobiles, but the action's about to start and they're about to get serious. There's your starter. When the light goes green, we will go racing. It's round 2 of the Pro Light division about to go green in Duluth. And we are green in Duluth. 15 sleds into the turn. Do they all make it out bumping and banging? Yes, they do. But they make their way up the hill in pairs of 3 and 4.
Zach Mason bumping and banging to get to the top of the racetrack. Looks like he's going to be out front, but not for long as one of the sleds rails around the outside to take the lead. Down the hill they come, and that's going to be Maxime Taufer.
I'll tell you what, Maxime has been fast all day here in round 2, and right now he's trying to get away from Elias Ishul, who suddenly is second place right ahead of Zach Mason. We'll set the entire field as often as we can because, as always, the Pro Light division has lots of bumping and banging and changing places.
And watch Ishul on the uphill. I mean, just hold on. Katie bar the door. This guy is either on the throttle or off the throttle. So Taufer out front. Maxine running a good line here, but Ishul trying to make up some ground and make the pass.
We have watched these two battle all day long in their heat races and now in the final. Let's take a look at the start of this Pro Light division. Again, they're packed and stacked, but everybody, even with the bumping and banging, makes it through clean. I'll give Zach Mason that stud boy hole shot, but he couldn't hang on to it as Maxime Taufer got him on the outside.
Well, Taufer on the outside, and then you see the guys lining up behind him, and of course Ishul, one of those two. And of course now Zach Mason sitting in third, but there's your leader right there, Maxime Taufer.
We've seen it countless times out of the young man in second, Elias Ishul. You see him on your screen right there trying to reel in the leader. We often say it's either checkers or wreckers for this young racer. Right now he's trying to reel in Maxime. Earlier in the day we saw them battling in a preliminary, and it was Maxime trying to get around Elias, and he couldn't do it. Now we see the exact opposite, and here comes Elias Ishul over the AMSOIL finish line trying to reel in the leader.
Taufer still out in front. That difference between the two, about 0.7 of a second.
They're running almost identical lap times.
Well, Ishul was about a half second faster last lap. And watch this guy. He don't care if he's in the roost or wherever. He is just going to be all out to try to get around that other Skidoo driver up front. And look at the distance that those guys have put between themselves and the rest of the field. Back to third place, it's a little over 3 seconds.
Over the AMSOIL finish line, 5 laps in, 9 laps to go for this Pro Light final in round 2 of Duluth. There's your leader, a little squirrely through the whoop section as he heads towards that Air Force flyaway into the top of the hill for the cat corner. Elias Ishul reels him in just a little bit there and continues to try to track him down. Nothing wears you out more than trying to hold somebody off, except trying to be the guy behind him trying to reel him in.
Boy, Ishul followed him around so much that last time around the racetrack. He was eating roost the whole time. Look at him. You can just see the roost coming off the front of that number 200 Makita Tools Skidoo. Here he comes on the uphill.
He goes to the inside. Max B. Tyfer on the outside. Elias Ishul, they make contact.
They get together.
A hard crash for both racers. Elias having a hard time getting his sled up. Max B. trying to get his sled up as well. Zach Mason will go into the lead. The Makita sled is now on the skis. Let's see what happened here, Mike.
You know, they go up to the top of the hill. Look at Tyfer. He's going to try to take and work inside. And, of course, the number 200 Skidoo of Ishul just getting into the back of him. When that happens, everybody loses.
Finally, Tyfer is back up to speed, and we see right there Elias Ishul is back up to speed as well, but far back in the field. Let's reset it then. Now, Zach Mason is the man in the lead. Montana Jess in second. Travis Muller moves up to third. That changes everything in the Pro Light division, which never, ever disappoints when it comes to action.
Just to set where those two drivers were in the incident, Ishul sitting in 11th right now, Tyfer back in 15th.
Gotta believe Team Lavallee Racing celebrating right now as they watch their young racer Zach Mason take the lead. Down on the racetrack, Carly Applin.
An unfortunate crash for Elias Ishul. You guys were just talking about it. And, you know, we saw him limping up to the start line. Not sure if that has anything to do with what happened out there, but we did see him limping. You know, he came from behind in round one, able to make his way through the pack. We'll see if he can do it again after this crash. Guys?
It's a great point from Carly. We did notice his limp a little bit earlier, but I'll tell you, that looked just like a racing incident to me.
It was. I mean, there was contact made from behind. Contact from behind is always a lose-lose because a lot of times you'll get a ski in the tunnel of a track that's rotating, and of course that just throws everybody into a tizzy, and that's what exactly happened there. Just a little aggressive on both the drivers, one trying to come down underneath.
Look at Elias Ishul. He's not done yet. He's making passes, trying to make his way back into the top 10, and he has done that. Last time past the AMSOIL finish line, he was scored in 10th. I'm going to guess he's all the way up to 8th right now, but there is your leader. That again is Zach Mason. Behind him, the battle rages between Montana Jess and Travis Muller as they battle for second and third, but your leader, Zach Mason, way out front right now.
And I'll tell you what, you talk about lucky breaks in racing. That incident up front, of course, gave Zach Mason the lead. He was 3 seconds behind. Now Mason's 3 seconds ahead of that battle right there between Montana Jess and Travis Muller. So you watch a battle taking place for second and third. Jess on the Arctic Cat, Muller on the Polaris.
And look right behind them, a guy who's been fast all day as well, Martin Mullen, trying to make his case for the podium. That's your battle for second and third. That green sled, that's Montana Jess on the 765, just ahead of the 436 of Travis Muller as they battle for second and third.
And we talk about drivers coming from different countries. Mullen, one of the drivers out of Alta, Norway, racing for Fratellone Racing, trying to get in the mix and trying to get on the podium.
2 laps to go as the racers make their way out of that turn. And up the hill they go towards the Air Force flyaway once again. 2 laps to go. Zach Mason continues to be your leader. Montana Jess right there is in second. Travis Muller in third, and right behind him we saw Martin Mullen. There is your leader. The white flag is out for Zach Mason. 1 lap to go for that young man. Can he hold on for 1 more lap?
There you see Mason, and then just coming into the picture, that's Montana Jess. Right behind him is Travis Muller. We watch him as he goes uphill. He knows that he's got about a 3.5 second lead. You can see how patient he is, just being more committed to his lines, watching as he goes around the top part of the racetrack. He'll make the turn. He's got 1 downhill, and he is going to have his first win of the year.
He spent the summer training with Levi Lavallee, and it takes him to a win in round 2 of this, the Pro Light division. Zach Mason out of Gaylord, Michigan will be your winner in this Pro Light final, round 2 of AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram. Pro Light is always action-packed, and they did not disappoint. We'll break and come right back. This is AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram. And we are green 13 sleds into the turn. Do they all make it out bumping and banging? Yes, they do. He goes to the inside. Maxby Tyfer on the outside. Elias Isho, they make contact.
They get together.
A hard crash for both racers. Elias having a hard time getting his sled up. Maxby trying to get his sled up as well. Zach Mason will go into the lead. Spent the summer training with Levi Lavalle, and it takes him to a win in round 2 of this, the Pro Light Division. Zach Mason out of Gaylord, Michigan will be your winner.
Congratulations, Zach Mason. When you saw that crash happen right out front of you, what was going through your head?
I guess I got a Christmas present early. I never got a sight lap, so I just kind of wung it, and I got an awesome start. Scott, my mechanic, he chose an awesome spot, and I hit the light mint, and it couldn't have been better. I just gambled, and it worked.
What advice have you been getting from Levi Lavalle? You've moved teams this year.
Yeah, he's so knowledgeable. Everything we do, he's got an honest opinion about it, and it's just super helpful. He, being a little guy, he knows how to help me and get me better, and that's all about this whole season, just about getting better.
Congratulations on the first.
Thank you so much.
Back to you.
What a race that turned out to be. Again, Zach Mason with your big win, Mike.
He had a big gift given to him, too. We seen that crash early on, which took out your early leaders. Then now you take a look at Mason. Mason works his way through, ends up with the win. Montana Jess taking second in both rounds 1 and round 2. He's got to be up there in the points battle.
A big win for Zach Mason, and a big race is what we've got left on the docket. The AMSOIL Pro Open Final is coming up next. This is AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram on the CBS Sports Network.
AMSOIL Championship Snowcross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Polaris, Terrain Domination, by FXR, World-Class Outwear, and by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics.
A beautiful shot again of Duluth, Minnesota, as we bring you round 2 of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram from Spirit Mountain. About to go racing in the AMSOIL Pro Open Final. Mike, the action has been hot and heated up to now. What do you expect as we see this final about to go green?
Tell you what, field's wide open. Guy doesn't know what to expect. I mean, you think you know favorites that are going to move their way up to the front of the field, but there's guys that we've seen in round 2 here step it up from what they did in round 1. You have to look at Tucker, Cody Cam, Kyle Pauline as being 3 of the favorites, but who knows what could happen with them.
Mike, let's take a look at how it sets up here for the Pro Open Final. The front row very, very fast.
It sure is. Cody Thompson, Renheim. Then you see Cody Cam, Tremblay, Hibbert, Pauline, Jonas. They've all been doing extremely well this weekend. It's a great front row starting field.
And a bit of a shocker in the back row. Look at the top name right there.
Ross Martin didn't have a good round 1 qualifying. He took and won his second round, but had to come through the LCQ along with Broberg, Stenberg, Narsa, and Corin Todd.
Let's go down to Carly Applin. Carly, as I see you down there at the starting line, looks a little less congested this year.
It's a lot less crowded on the start line this year. That's because a new rule states that only one person can accompany a racer on the start line. They must be wearing a tech vest, and they must have a mechanic's pass on their arm. If they're not abiding by those new rules, the rider must go to the back of the pack. So far, everybody is following that rule to a T. We're going to go green, so head back to you.
Thank you, Carly Applin. Wonderful shot by our fantastic camera crew, getting you a look at what it looks like down at the starting line. It all comes down to this. They've been here all day long competing for this moment. 10 sleds on the front row, 5 sleds on the back row, including the always fast Ross Martin. There's a number of names you can pick out every weekend, but that man right there is continually your favorite. The 9-time and defending champion is Tucker Hibbert. But Mike, who else you got today?
You know what? It's wide open again. I'll tell you what, from what we seen last night, you've got to take a look at Kyle Pauline. Once Tucker got around him, Kyle stuck with him and didn't let him run away like typically we see Tucker Hibbert do. So, and then again, Cody Cam. The Cam
the story from round 1 racing was Cody said it was maybe the dumbest thing he's ever done racing. He jumped, he got put in the back. It made him work extra hard. He ended up on the podium, but can Cody Cam from the front row get out front early and be a competitor for the win?
Let me give you a couple of other names to look at as well. David Jonas was our #1 qualifier out of the qualifiers today. He'll start in the 10th spot, got the 10th pick on the front row, but somebody who's been very fast. And also Lincoln Lemieux has been scaldingly fast all day long as well. So a couple of names new to the very front of the pack in AMSOIL Pro Open this year for you to keep an eye on as we are about to go green. Second things from the crew member into the ear of their racer to get them prepared to go green.
And of course, you know, a couple of surprises too. We talked about the back row. That would be Ross Martin having to start in that 11th position. And it'll be fun to see how Justin Broberg on his new Arctic Cat ride can do from the back row.
You see the starter? He has it all in his hands at this point. He's listening to make sure everybody's ready. Clearing the starting line of people. Clearing the starting area of crew. It all comes down to his choice. It's in the racer's hands now. And we are green in Duluth. 15 sleds into turn 1.
Boy, look at Cam from the inside. That's what we talked about, getting him in the front row. Boom, out in front.
There he goes, shot out of a cannon as Cody Cam into the front with the stud boy hole shot, and look at 62, Cody Thompson right there in second.
And it looks like another driver from the back row. Ross Martin may have found a good line too. I believe he has slotted himself up a ways, but it's Cody Cam, then Thompson, and Lincoln Lemieux.
Let's look at it early. It's Cam, it's Thompson, Lemieux, Palin, and then you've got Trevor Layton and Tucker Hibbert right now back in 6th spot. Look at him go. Cody Cam is on a rail and leading right now on that number 53.
Tucker Hibbert sitting in 6th spot. That's going to be a position we're going to want to watch as this race develops. But Cody Cam, that's what everybody wondered about yesterday. He got put in the back. Look at this. He just finds a line, rockets from the inside, able to stay clear of everybody. He's got clear sailing on the uphill, and he puts himself out in front.
Cody Cam was so hard on himself after messing up in round 1. Look at Tucker, though. Just got shuffled to the back a little bit. Was smart. He's always patient. He knows it's a long race. Don't put yourself in a bad spot on the start. Wait till later and try to make your way back. But a long way to make up right now. Here's the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
2nd and 3rd, of course, Lincoln Lemieux, Kyle Pauline. Pauline had a great run yesterday. You take a look at his lap times right now, 29.2. But those leaders, look at Cody Cam's lap time, 27.8. Just making his way around here. There's Lemieux, and then right behind Lemieux, that would be Kyle Pauline. And
oh no!
Hibbert!
A bit of a bump from Tucker Hibbert on Kyle Pauline. Pauline moves over. Here comes Tucker Hibbert over the AMSOIL finish line. That's the battle for 3rd. Will Tucker hang on to it? Pauline looks to the inside, and there you go. Tucker Hibbert has made his way to 3rd. As I said, he's always patient. Now he sets his sight on Lincoln Lemieux. Let's see how he did it.
You watch them as they take and start going up the hill, then down the hill at the finish line. Tucker on the inside, and I think what happened, Kyle got put to a position where he had to go outside. That has not been fast, and that allowed Tucker to ramp and rail around on the inside.
So that puts Kyle Pauline in 4th. That man right there is Tucker Hibbert. The 9-time champion is in 3rd, and he's starting to try to reel in Lincoln Lemieux. I said it before the race started. A young man to watch. Lincoln Lemieux has been fast all day long. Can he stay in front of Tucker Hibbert? And can either of them reel in that man, your leader, Cody Cam?
Cody Cam now out in front by about 4 seconds, and we're a little over a quarter of the way through this racetrack. Look at Hibbert. Hibbert again, just trying to find the line to get a ski underneath Lincoln Lemieux and, you know, make the pass to move up to 2nd. And he's got clear sailing, and the only thing ahead of him is Cody Cam with Tucker with a little bobble there.
Tucker got squirrely. He's on the outside. He'll try a swoop move. Can Lincoln shut the door? Yes, he can. Every moment that Tucker is behind Lincoln Lemieux and battling, Cody Cam gets a little farther away. Cody Cam has been fast all weekend. Is he fast enough to hold on for this entire race from the stud boy hole shot to the end? We're about to find out.
The thing that Lincoln Lemieux needs to do here as we continue to watch that battle for second and third is what Tucker did.
Here he comes.
And try to cover the line. Here's T-Train. Now Lincoln is going to try to sling down underneath, take the line away. He's able to protect it one more time.
Again, the patience is the virtue, but for how long can Tucker stay patient? Every second he stays behind Lincoln Lemieux is a little farther away Cody Cam gets. He's got his hands full right now of Lincoln Lemieux, does Tucker Hibbert.
And Cody Cam now with almost a 7.5 second lead over the rest of the field. Cam going, hey, I'm pulling away from these guys. And here comes T-Train.
T-Train to the inside of Lemieux, and he shuts the door. Tucker Hibbert into second place. And right now he sets his sights on the leader. There are 11 laps to go in this race. Is it enough? Tucker came to the inside, Mike, and just got around him clean.
And it was nice and clean. You know, he wasn't in a position where Lincoln couldn't get back down underneath him. Lincoln just had nowhere to go. Tucker had the preferred line and made the pass. Now, as we indicated, now Cody Cam 8.5 seconds ahead of Tucker Hibbert. That last time around, Cody ran a 29.54, and we're watching as Tucker comes across. Tucker taking and running a 28.3. So almost a 1.5 second difference between the two drivers.
And Cody Cam is in heavy traffic right now. Every move that he makes is another sled between he and Tucker Hibbert. Cleanly through the traffic right there around Cody Thompson. Cody Cam down the stretch towards the AMSOIL finish line. Right now we will have 9 laps to go for Cody Cam.
And that's the thing to remember is that lap traffic is Cody Cam's friend now because he's made it safely through a majority of the lappers. The thing is that T-Train, who's really trying to step up the pace, has to come through the same lappers. You know, they may not be as friendly there.
Tim Tremblay, Lincoln Lemieux are teammates, and they are battling for the podium right now. Lincoln Lemieux right there is the number 13. Tim Tremblay gets around him on the number 11. That's the battle for third right there, and the podium with the teammates.
Kyle Blaine sitting in 5th, and Redheim in 6th. Todd Watkinson, Stenberg, and Martin. Ross Martin in 10th. That's the way they run right now.
Let's go down to Carly Applin, who's at the racetrack. Carly?
Kyle Blaine trying desperately to get up to one of those podium spots after getting onto the podium in round 1. I talked to him this year, you know, just the other day, and he said this is his 5th year pro. He's ready to be more aggressive out there on the track. He's been watching Tucker Hibbert. He said he does everything perfectly, and that's what he wants to do this year. We'll see if he can get there in these last few laps. Guys?
Let's get back to racing up front as Cody Cam, the 53 right there, continues to be your leader. He's running comparable, if not better, lap times to Tucker Hibbert, and he still has a 7-second lead on the T-Train. Cody Cam was so upset at himself at the beginning of round 1. He jumped the start and had to start at the back and felt like he cost himself the race. Today, he's been spotless. He was patient on the start, got the stud boy hole shot, and now has a 7-second lead on the T-Train.
Here's Hibbert trying to work his way around. He's gotten through some of the lap traffic. The interesting thing is he came by the AMSOIL finish line a lap or so ago, that blue flag waving. He was in a pack of 5 lap sleds trying to work his way through. Now as we take and watch this, Cody Cam running a 30.29 to a 29.76. He's still got almost a 7-second lead as we're down to about 5 laps left to go.
That's right, Mike. 5 laps to go for the 53 of Cody Cam. Cody Cam coming to us out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, riding for Polaris and Pertec and AMSOIL, and up the hill he goes towards that Air Force flyaway. Under 5 laps to go for Cody Cam, and the lead right now is down to 5 seconds.
As I talked to him yesterday, we talked about the new Polaris, and I'll tell you what, there was a smile on his face like you wouldn't believe as we take and watch these sleds continue to do battle. Tim Tremblay right there trying to get through some lap traffic as he works his way up. Hibbert, as you said, Hibbert now has it down to 4 seconds.
but there's only 4 laps left to go.
4 laps to go. The lead is 4 seconds, and Tucker is reeling him in. Cody Cam's got to get back on the gas. We are headed towards the AMSOIL finish line. When he crosses the stripe here, it will be 3 laps to go for Cody Cam. I remember this track last year. Cody mentioned that his arms got tired late in the race, and he ended up losing one because of that. Can he stay strong for 3 more laps? Down to 2.5 now as he heads up the hill. Here comes Tucker Hibbert.
Tucker able to get around Corey Watkinson, so he now again has no sleds between he and Cody Cam. There you see Cam making the rail, Tucker railing right behind him. 2 laps left to go. Let's look at the interval. It was 3.5 seconds last time by.
Cody Cam over the AMSOIL finish line.
It's only 2 seconds, so he took off 1.5 seconds.
Cody Cam's got to get away from Tucker Hibbert for 1.5 more laps. Can he do it? The T-Train is on a rail. He's got the man in his sights. Cody Cam tries to get away over the Air Force flyaway.
Tucker has just found another gear, finding great lines.
Oh, no.
There's some lappers. He's gotten around him, and look at Cam right ahead of him.
Cody Cam checked up for the yellow flag, and Tucker reeled him in.
It's going to be a 1-lap sprint. Here we go.
1 lap to go. Cody Cam into the final turn. Tucker looks underneath him. Cam, it's a drag race. Up the hill they go. Tucker to the inside. Cam to the outside. Less than half a lap to go now.
Tucker cased it in there a little bit. It gave Cam just a little bit of breathing room.
Cam to the outside of the cat corner. Tucker follows him. Through the dogleg and down the stretch they come. The AMSOIL finish line is within sight. Cody Cam will win round 2 in Duluth. What a race for Cody Cam, and what an effort for Tucker Hibbert here in Duluth.
Well, I'll tell you what, both of these drivers deserve that win. Tucker Hibbert coming back from 9 seconds almost down. Cody Cam getting out front early.
What a race. We'll talk to the winner when we come back. This is AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram, the best show on the snow on the CBS Sports Network. And we are green in Duluth. 15 sleds into turn 1. 1 lap to go. Cody Cam into the final turn. Tucker looks underneath him. Cam, it's a drag race. Up the hill they go. Through the dogleg and down the stretch they come. The AMSOIL finish line is within sight. Cody Cam will win round 2 in Duluth.
Congratulations, Cody Cam, first on the podium. Could you feel how close Tucker Hibbert came behind you?
Oh yeah, I got a great start and just was riding, and I fell into a pace, and I knew I had a pretty big lead, and then I could hear him the last couple laps right behind me, and just tried to finish off strong, and I got it.
How important is that great start? You mentioned it, but it's pretty crucial when it comes to a race like this.
Oh yeah, on this track there's not a lot of passing this weekend, so the start is everything.
Well, again, congratulations, guys. Back to you.
So much fun to see, and going into tonight's round, Cody Cam was 3 points behind Tucker Hibbert. We'll see how it balances out after that. On a weekly basis, that's the kind of racing we get in AMSOIL Championship Snocross. Mike, Cody Cam with a giant win.
Got the whole shot, stayed out front the whole time, but the real story there is T-Train, Tucker Hibbert, who was back about 9 seconds once he moved into second place, and in a period of about 6 to 8 laps was able to pull himself within a half second of taking that win in round 2.
2 rounds, 2 different winners, and quite a points battle. This is how it stacks up right now.
You see that Cody Cam just 1 point behind Tucker Hibbert. The thing is, we're only through 2 rounds. You already see those 2 drivers starting to put a little distance between them and the rest of the field. Everybody needs to step it up.
Mike, you said it, only through 2 rounds. We've got so much racing left in this season. We're done with Duluth, but here we come. Fargo, North Dakota, December 11th and 12th. Then we go to Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota, January 8th and 9th. The U.S. Air Force Deadwood Snowcross Nationals in South Dakota in January. Then you've got the Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino, the site of the February 5th and 6th U.S. Air Force Snocross Nationals. Ram Truck Snocross Nationals is in Mount Pleasant, Michigan in February. March 4th and 5th, we go to Chicago, Illinois for the Hollywood Casino Snocross National. And then we wrap it all up March 18th through 20th, the Nielsen Snocross Grand Finale in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Facebook, check us out at ISOCACSS, on Twitter /Snocross, Instagram.com/ISOC Racing, and on YouTube.com/RaceISOC. For Carly Applin, Mike Schroeder, my name is Chris Hockey. Thank you for tuning in. For scores, highlights, features, and more, check out CBSSports.com. This has been AMSOIL Championship Snocross, powered by Ram. Thanks for tuning in.